The Supreme Court banned registration of diesel vehicles of over 2000 cc capacity in Delhi till 31st March of next year. The Apex Court also said that all vehicles passing from Delhi which are not Delhi bound will not be allowed to enter the city. It also ordered all taxis in Delhi to be converted to CNG. The court has doubled the Environment Compensation Charge or ECC on commercial vehicles using Delhi roads as a transit for their onward journey to destinations outside the national capital. The Supreme Court has appointed retired Justice Virendra Singh as the new Lokayukta of Uttar Pradesh. The Apex Court invoked its constitutional power and appointed retired HC Judge Virendra Singh as UP Lokayukt. The court observed that the failure of constitutional functionaries to comply with the orders of the highest court of the land is deeply regretted and astonishing. The Supreme Court today said views of the centre and states should be taken into account and asked the government to prepare a memorandum of procedure in consultation with the Chief Justice of India to enable transparency in the appointment of judges. A 5-judge constitution bench headed by Justice J.S. Kheher asked the centre to take into consideration suggestions on issues of eligibility, transparency, setting up secretariat for appointment of judges, redressal of complaints and other issues in the MOP on appointment of judges. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley has said that in order to get GST passed, there is a need that India's parliamentary democracy should function. Addressing a function in Delhi, Finance Minister said that government is hopeful that GST will be implemented in the coming year. The government today increased excise duty on petrol by 30 paise per litre and 1 rupee 17 paise a litre on diesel to make use of slump in oil prices to garner an additional 2,500 crore rupees. Basic excise duty on unbranded petrol has been increased from 7 rupee 6 paise per litre to 7 rupee 36 paise and the same on unbranded diesel from 4 rupees 66 paise to 5 rupees 83 paise per litre. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley has justified the hike in excise duties on petrol and diesel, saying that revenues are evenly shared with the states. He was responding to opposition demand in the Rajya Sabha on the hike in excise duties on petrol and diesel. External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj told the Lok Sabha that war was not the only option to resolve the issue of terrorism with Pakistan. She told the House that India will continue talks with Pakistan, but talks and terror cannot go together. She said India will bring up POK during the Indo-Pak talks. Union Minister Venkaiah Naidu reiterated in the Lok Sabha that the government had nothing to do with CBI raids in a corruption case related to Delhi Principal Secretary. He told the House that the public prosecutor handling a case in which the Delhi Principal Secretary was an accused has alleged he was pressurized by the Delhi government to derail the case. The mass corruption crusader Gandhian Anna Hazare targeted Delhi CM Arvind Kejriwal in the case of CBI raid against Delhi's Principal Secretary Rajendra Kumar. Talking to the media, the Swaraj Movement Gandhian said Delhi CM Arvind Kejriwal should have checked the background of his former Principal Secretary before appointment. Delhi police arrested a suspected Al-Qaeda terrorist Asif. The suspected Al-Qaeda terrorist is a native of Sambhal in Uttar Pradesh. On Tuesday, 2 jihadis had been arrested in the capital after the police received leads that the two were planning attacks during Christmas and New Year. Indian Space Research Organization's Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle will launch 6 Singapore satellites from Sriharikota today. The 59-hour countdown for the PSLV mission began at 7 a.m. on Monday and was progressing normally. These satellites will help in areas like urban planning and disaster management across Southeast Asia. For the first time, the satellites will orbit around the equator, gathering data that will benefit those in the equatorial region. The 44th anniversary of Vijay Diwas is being observed across the country. The anniversary of Vijay Diwas is observed across India by paying tributes to the martyrs who laid down their lives for the nation. Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar, along with the 3 service chiefs, paid tributes to the martyrs at the Amar Jawan Jyoti. On this day, the nation remembered the martyrs who laid down their lives during the Indo-Pak War of 1971. Today is the 3rd death anniversary of Nirbhaya, the 23-year-old girl who was brutally gang-raped in a moving bus in South Delhi on December 16, 2012. 6 persons, including the juvenile, had brutally assaulted the victim, who died a few days later in a hospital. With the case still being heard, the victim's distraught parents have appealed not to release the juvenile convict, saying that he's a threat to the society. The Philippines government has evacuated 7 lakh people from their homes as Typhoon Melor approaches the shores. The storm arrived on Samar Island on Monday with 185 km/h winds. Weathermen have forecast that Melor may bring 4-meter high tidal waves along with heavy rain, flooding and causing landslides. Apurvi Chandela, a Rio Olympic qualifier, won the women's 10-meter air rifle event on the last day of the 59th National Shooting Championship in New Delhi on Tuesday. Jain Singh, also a Rio Olympic qualifier, claimed the men's 50-meter rifle 3 positions gold at the Dr. Karni Singh shooting range.